My name is Lena Hilliard.
And I am Vanessa Estrada.
Okay, so essentially we are project ready. So far it's the two of us and our supervisor, and we're working on the Project Ready legacy video. And so the Project Ready the mission is to curiosity to increase their knowledge of self and community while investigating the African American history, and we're also including Latino history because of San Diego. And Project Ready participants will identify action steps youth can take to propel the social, economical, political, and cultural development of the United States. So essentially, if you go through this, we're trying to inform young people about our history, African American and Latino history in San Diego, through this video. And so this is going to be kind of like a documentary. There are going to be two parts to this video. If you look here, we have our video requirements, which number one is to produce a minimum of 12 3-minute interview videos. So we're going to be interviewing 12 people, and we're working on those. And we're going to put all that together, and that is going to follow our outline here, and then that's going to be basically the video, the historical video, and they're going to, through their interviews, tell us the history of African American and Latinos in San Diego, and civil rights movements and all that. And the second requirement is to produce a 10-minute documentation video representing footage of youth experiences while working on the project. So workshop footage. This is, to me, I interpreted this as behind the scenes footage. So that's what this would be. Mm-hmm. So we're filming ourselves, and we're going to make it at 10 minutes. And then we're going to ask that the participants do an interview with an elder relative. So maybe like a grandparent, great aunt, aunts, someone who could tell you a little bit about the history. And we have some questions for that. So
now that's only for the local piece of
yes,
it, right? The local piece of it.
That's for the local piece, and we're going to put some of those in the 10-minute documentary that we're going to use.
Now with national, if I can interject just a little bit, with national, the research is going to be done on the migration of African Americans from the south to the north. And so that would be more information-based, and everything like that.
Yeah.
But here, with the local piece, it's going to be very unique. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's going to be a very unique piece. So where you have the opportunity to question, talk to, interact with local historians, and pretty much why we really wanted you here, because so that you can relate to the Hispanic community. I mean, we all can relate, but I figured it would be something that, when I thought about you, that you would really like doing in helping you to enrich your knowledge, of the culture.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. What I found interesting is that just through your research, you're finding out things that you never knew before, and just you knowing that, even if you don't use it in the video or in the contest, it's interesting because it makes you want to know more. So you'll definitely have that. And so I'll just share with you our video outline that we've kind of thought up. There's a couple components that we have to include. So like the civil rights movement and the migration, that's for national, but then we're going to start focusing on our local aspects. So number one, we're going to focus on the civil rights movement, and that's just national. And so we have a couple people that can talk about what happened during that. And I mean, that's a lot of, probably know a lot about, but we can have some people to speak on that. And then we're going to go talk about the Great Migration north a little bit, but then we're going to talk about the Great Migration west. So migration of African Americans to California, LA, and then San Diego, mostly because we're leading into our local history. And then we're going to talk about the civil rights movement in San Diego briefly for African Americans, and then we're gonna go into the civil rights and movement for Latinos in San Diego, and it may not specifically be in
Not so much the civil rights movement.
Well,
the more civil. We're talking about the
rights.
migration of the workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the civil rights migration, because
the labor.
yeah. Well, let's see, with Mr. Chavez.
Yes.
And his importance to the Latino community, as they were the agricultural people back then, and because of, we know the story, how they he wanted better wages and things like that, and so that movement was very important. So.
And see, I've yet to do a lot of research in that area, so that's what we're going to need some of the historians to do. So we're going to give you, if you wanted that topic, we could give you that, and then.
And you will have assistance, so you won't be.
Yeah, it won't be, hey, do it.
Throw me in the water?
No, just throw in the water like that.
Yeah.
Not without a life preserver. So.
Okay.
If you wanted to look more into that, and we're hoping that as historians and researchers, you can do your research, and then at the end, come up with maybe a 5-minute presentation on all the things that you learned. Length isn't a big deal, but if you want to present, so that we can all gain the knowledge of everything that you've done.
Let me ask you something. Right off the top of your head, do you know of anybody in your family or anybody that may be connected with someone, like I know Mr. Herman Baca, and I'm in the process of contacting him because he knows everybody in San Diego that was connected with that movement. Can you think of anybody off the top of your head that, like a grandmother, or that was, a grandfather, some relative, distant relative that was maybe an agricultural worker or a farmer, the people that go out there and were picking, strawberries and everything. Can you think of anybody off the top of your head? Or maybe somebody that you might know somebody?
I think I might know someone that might know somebody, but not like immediate family or anything. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I might know someone who can help me get some more information about how that was and stuff.
Now, the project also, so since you said that, they don't necessarily have to be immediate family, because we're talking about legacy makers here in San Diego. If you know somebody that knows somebody, we get to them, and you follow the requirements, the guidelines here on how to interview them and everything, then that works. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's the next thing we'll be focusing on: the rise of labor unions and basically the cause that was led by Cesar Chavez, and in the Southwest over here. And then we're going to be focusing on connections. So how African American and Latino history is combined, how we've crossed paths a couple times, and compare and contrast the civil rights movement and the labor movement a little bit. And then we're going to kind of fast forward and talk about African American and Latino culture comparisons and how we can work together to essentially move forward. And, we should be working together to get what we both want instead of, working against each other. And then the last thing that we wanted to add in, just, for a little bit of flavor, why is the Urban League still important? And this is just to, for the Urban League. We're going to do, hopefully, I think Mr. Williams already has a couple interviews, or we do a couple interviews with people who've been assisted by the Urban League, and that'd just be a little conclusion.
Because the goal, what they're requiring that you guys do in this video is show the relevance of the Urban League, what the Urban League has done in San Diego, up until date. We also, Lena and I were doing some researching, and we found out, we were putting these dates together, which is really pretty interesting. The Urban League is 60 years old. The National Urban League is 100 years old. So we were going back, so it started back in 1953, and we were cross-referencing dates and everything, what was going on during that time. And as you do your research and you find out these things, those dates are going to come in mind. And so the relevance of the Urban League today, what Lena, compared to back then during when they really was needed. You know, the question that the question that come to mind that you guys want to ask. You know, even in being Latino, right? Oh, thank you, I got that right. You know, you have a history in here in this city. You know, I don't know much about your family or anything like that, but you have a big history, just as much of a history here in, I'm gonna say San Diego, probably than Americans have. In this very area, because you got to remember what we're understanding and learning about. You know what is that? And you'll find out a lot of great stuff, man, about the migration. The number that came out from California, the migration was more up north, and I'm gonna shut up, was more northerly, and then with the second great migration, we found out that more African American came out this way, and so we find all this stuff, pretty fascinating. So those dates are going to be important I believe, for you guys to kind of remember, and in your mind do some cross-referencing. We run across, just say, well, what was going on in 1910, or what was the Urban League doing? We know what they were doing back east greatly, but remember, this Urban League out here, 1953, when they were established. When did the Urban League? What was the first one established? You remember?
Which one?
1910. The Urban League.
Yeah, the National Urban League.
Yeah, the National Urban League was established in 1910. So, what? 43 years later, here comes San Diego. So, when you talk about relevance, is it relevant? What's going to really help you guys as you really researching this out is the fact that the same thing was going on across the country, and you can bring that out. It's something you might want to bring out in your report too, so.
Yeah.
You with us so far, girl? You still
Yes,
here?
I am. Still here.
We don't want to lose. Let me know when we lose you now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be the end, and hopefully, I don't know how long does the video have to be?
I'm not sure. We're gonna set a time. It depends on how much information we want to put in there. We probably, we probably want to split the time, kind of, sort of. I'm going to say maybe we can put together maybe 8 to 10 minute piece, 5 minutes per, and we can get 5 minutes. I think I'll show you guys how to do that.
Yeah.
5 minutes per segment. The National Urban League, the migration. Then we transition. You could, if you want to, transition locally. And talk about the things that you just wrote down in your outline and everything. So we're looking about 10 minutes, I think.
Probably more than that.
We have enough information. As to date, we have enough information for that right now.
Yeah.
And so we haven't even begun to do all the research yet. So
the next thing that you will have to do, the last thing is a youth personal reflection exercise. So all the participants will create, you can either create a 3-minute video or a written reflection essay of 500 words, which 3-minute video sounds good to me.
Very fun.
Way better than writing a 500-word essay, but it'd be a 3-minute video including what you've learned basically from your interviewee. So that would be like your family member or, a person that that could talk about the topic at hand. So, that's the entire project requirement, and we're going to be putting that together. I think you and I and Mr. Williams, we can probably work together to actually put the video together.
Yeah, well, like we said, we still got. I guess I lost the bet. My 4:30 never showed up. But what we hope to do, the goal is to get 2 more people in, and I have a couple more people in that's going to assist. So what happens? So you won't think that we're not up on what we're doing. We got the information late, and so we're like 20 days out. So our goal now is to, as we put it together, Lena's doing really all the work. My goal is to make some phone calls to help her get more people in here. And when I thought about you and I thought about a couple of other people, And so having you on board is
Yeah, that's.
it's going to be tremendous. We're not going to load you up with a lot of things because, like I said, we're expecting other people to come in and participate. And so my goal is to set up those interviews. You guys will be doing the interviews. I'll set those interviews up, and you guys will, along with Lena, we're doing we'll do the process of this whole thing. You are, when you don't report to me, I mean, whatever information that you gather, you pass it on to Lena,
Okay.
and that way, she's leading the program. And so I think that's a good way,
Yeah.
to approach this and everything. And my goal, and I'm gonna just tell you right up, my goal is to get you guys to go. I think Lena's may already be going to the national conference. My goal is to get you into the national conference. I believe that if people want to go to the national conference, they're gonna have to work for it. We've sent out information to people, and I'm saying this on tape so people can understand the process of what we do. We sent out massive numbers of emails that are from a list that we have. Half of the list didn't came back to us, and only one person responded to it, and they're not here today. So we're moving forward with the project. And so I'm in the process now of locating other young historians that want to participate in it, because we don't have a long time. At least the outline is already done.
The outline is basically done. I mean, I'll touch it up, but it's not due for another week.
Oh yeah, another week.
We
That's
still
right.
have another week for the outline, so once we finish this up, it'll be done, and then we just need to focus on the video, which is due June 26th.
Now, do you understand the video process? How you want you to video? Like, you can use your iPhone.
Okay.
You can use your iPhone, so nobody's gonna be following you around with the camera. When you do the interview of that individual, and we have the questions are here. That's why when you go home, I want you to kind of read it a little bit. Any questions, contact Lena.
Okay.
But when you do the questions are already there, and you only want to do only more than 3 minutes, interview with that person. Then you want to, was that the interview? Is that the?
No, that interview. Hold on.
Okay.
I think that's the.
Oh, each participant will create a 3-minute video, including what you have learned.
That's the 15-minute interview. Well, 15 and 30 minutes, but it can just be as long as you just.
But you know what, Lynn? I'm looking at this again, though. It says each participant will create a 3-minute video,
Yeah.
including what you have learned and what your interview subject shared.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the same as the interview with the subject.
No, that's what it does subject. That's what it says. It says your interview.
Yeah, you'll
with
share
the
what
subject.
they said, but it's not that interview. Because, see, it says 15, 30
We've
minutes.
been talking about this for the last couple of days. We're
so
still trying to.
So for this one right here, where
What do you see?
Okay, I think that where was I? Okay, when you're talking about the subject and stuff, like the information that you got from the person that you interviewed, doesn't that mean like that's what you got, like what you learned from that person, and then the one you're interviewing, that's a whole different question? Okay.
We have questions here that you can.
So that's so what now? Seems like you two ladies are on the same page. Make sure I'm on the same page now.
So one interview is with your grandparent.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use that, and that's 15 to 30 minutes, and you talk to them as long as you want. And then the second interview is of you, so we'd be interviewing you, and she'd be talking about what that person said and what she learned from it.
So what they're saying here when it says interview requirements for guidelines, interview length 15 to 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It probably won't go that long, but
it might. I mean, you ask all these questions, and they got stories and things. You never know. I mean, I'm thinking we don't put a time limit on that.
okay. So I got you now. So the interview that you do with your guests, you'll interview that person. Then you will turn around and do a 3-minute video on what they did, what they shared with you. That's what I'm saying.
So the 15 to 30 minutes, that's the one me interviewing someone else like them, and then for the 3-minute one is me kind of reflecting back on what I learned. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think you're right. It says interview length 15 to 30 minutes. Record interview. Okay. It is recommended that you select an elder, family member, teacher, community leader, or mentor to interview ideally someone who was at least, yeah, a teenager in the 60s. Okay, all right. Now it's making a little bit more sense. See, the more I read it, the more sense it makes. They say you
We're
must
still figuring
perform.
out. We just got this
Yeah.
last week.
So
And
we're
so
still trying to,
it's-
understand, because you got a video here, video here, video there.
Yeah.
So I think we finally understanding it now. Great.
So those are all the project requirements, and this is basically the shortened version of it, so you don't have to look through this whole thing.
Okay.
But you know
Yeah.
what? I want her to look through the whole thing.
Of course
That's why I
you
gave her the
can.
whole thing.
Of course, you still can look through this whole thing.
The reason being
You
because
still should.
because there may be some things in there. There may be some things in there that we haven't covered
Okay.
that you may
Yes.
run across. So that's why I gave you all those pages because I know you guys don't drink or anything like that, but go and have a soda or something and sit down and read it. And if you have any questions, Lena will be able to answer them for you. But there's so much in here. I want you guys to get the flavor of it. I want you to get the feel for it. I want you to, because you're historians now. You're being part of history. This is really a good project. Someone tried to talk somebody out of it today, but I'm teasing.
I'm confused.
It's okay.
Smiling
You don't want
on.
You don't want to know. No, you
You'll
don't
meet
want to
Mr.
know.
Moore.
You don't want to know.
Wait, Mr.
Mhm.
He's the chaperone.
He's the chaperone.
So when she goes, she'll
Yeah.
meet Mr. Moore.
She'll meet him, yeah. But anyway, we are, that's what we're documenting all of this, remember that too. So that's good.
So yeah, I guess all we really need from you is you just do a little bit of research, and you can choose your topic whatever topic you want to do. And do the little presentation for us. Sometime we'll plan that out. We'll be in contact over email, and then come to some of the interviews.
Also, go
for
through
people.
this. Some of this may not make any sense to you, but something that I know will make sense to you. You got dates and stuff. These probably don't mean anything to you at this point, but this is what I want you to look at. It talks about the program. I'll give you copies of it, so when you get home, look at it. Read through this here. It's got the goal, what, how. And what I like about this, what they did, what National did, we came up with our title, with a little theme or title, Understanding Our Past, Creating Our Future. And that could change. That was mine. Lena, you guys might want to change that later. I don't know. But if you look down here, see they got the African American migration. Then they give you the primary resources. Use those.
Okay.
That may be your only resource, but if you know other places you can get information, use this because I went there, I looked at this, and see it says, and supplementary material, you can find everything you want to find out and know about the African American migration, whatever Lena gives you. I'm not sure, probably need to go through it, and when you're at home tonight, look at it and go through it, and you might want to report on something, or if Lena has something that she wants you to report on, do that, or do some research on. Cover the high points. We won't be able to cover every little nitpick and every little piece of it, but if you have any ideas on what if you don't know what to cover, it says right here, students will understand. So you go to find something that will allow you to what? Understand that. Those 3 points right there. You get that, we got it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you may find additional information that's important. But make sure that you understand these 3 points right here, because this is what they want you to get out of it.
Okay.
On the National Urban League, students will understand. Go to these 4 points right here. When you understand how the Urban League was founded to address economic, social and political, what are some of the things that they did? It asks you, the American face in urban cities, the majority of them black migrants, what? Okay. Okay, the Urban League, history in a the chronicle of race relations in the 20th century. Remember, okay, You will find out about these things if you go right here, primary resources.
To kind of become like.
Your information is all in there. Now,
Okay.
you know what though? This is we need to find out something about, because these are books.
Mhm.
These are books and magazines. If we don't have these, it's going to be hard to get there. But you may find something, because remember, in these books here, they got that information from somewhere. So we want to find out if you can find out anything on some of these things here, like the Urban League was and remains an active force in the advancement of opportunity to people in the urban communities. You want to know that and understand that. And also, the reason I know this is right and this is true and this is good, it says the local story. It says primary research, the people. What people are they talking about? The people you're going to interview in your community. That's your source.
Okay.
That's your resources right there. This is where you're going to get all the information. So this is going to be very vital, because this is going to be fresh, new information. When you talk to the guy that you know, that may have marched with Mr. Shavaz and everything, that's going to be fresh. That's going to be information that nobody has, that you're given. So that's going to be really, really important. Okay. So yeah. So if you understand, well, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? Go back and read. Say, student will understand. Oh, so this is what I need to understand. And once you get that information, then you're okay. So, even right here, it tells you what does it say? Student will understand. This is the HCL literacy video. What do you want to accomplish with this video? And Lena and I were going over this today. It said that video making is a professional endeavor that requires teamwork, planning, and creativity. That's what you bring to the table: teamwork, planning, and creativity. And so, primary source, it goes to, the HCL literacy, with that video project guidelines, and we just went over the guidelines. So they made it. It's a little bit of work. They made it relatively simple, but I know that you guys can do it. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I know that you guys can do it, and I'm here to assist you in any way I can. Like I said, I am the facilitator. You guys got that? Willie Williams is the facilitator. He's facilitating this information, and I'm also the professional on the scene here to assist them with any needs that they have for his video and all of those things. Okay?
Okay.
So,
I don't have anything
I'm
else
sorry,
to
go
say.
ahead.
Oh, I don't have anything else to say. If you have any questions.
I have a question. So when I find what the student will understand, is that just like, should I put that like in a PowerPoint form, or is it like just my information? Or?
Because it mentioned about multimedia. Hey, that's not bad. I didn't think about that.
That's true.
So as you report, I don't know, you and Lena talk about it. You and Lena talk about it. I think it's a great idea. Talk about it and see how that flows, see how that works.
Okay, so maybe I was thinking like, if it's okay to make it a PowerPoint, a really good thing that we could do, if I don't know if you use Gmail or the Google Docs.
Yeah.
So maybe we could put a PowerPoint, and on my PowerPoint I'll put my information, and then I'll let you edit it and like look at it, whatever, so we could both have access to each other's, and maybe give each other feedback or something.
Yeah, that would be great for your research.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's excellent. When we send this off, when we send it off, it's already in those that document form. I'm sorry, go
I'll
ahead.
give you my Google email so we can share on Google Docs.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
L Hilliard.
L.
Yeah. H-I-L-L.
Now she got both of your
I-
email address.
A-R-D.
Okay.
At. This is my school email.
Okay.
High tech. .org.
That's cool. I wish I had a at Mountain Go.
Yeah, school email. Yeah, that's what I use for Google. Everything else is Yahoo. But
Okay,
Yeah.
so this one's Google.
yeah, and you can just email me. I'm pretty good at responding to emails. Pretty good.
Okay, so maybe you could like create the PowerPoint and then
Yeah.
just make sure I share it with yours, and then
Yeah.
you can take a look at it, see where we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Wow, awesome. I'm like, okay. So, and until we get everybody on the team, hopefully we get the next two in here together. Then we'll go over. We'll share the same information. We'll do the same thing again, and seem like you guys are off to a great start on the same page and everything. And any questions? Be sure to ask Lena. If Lena don't have the answer, then ask me. But remember, I'm here to help you guys. You guys are going to be writing this, putting it together, the flow of it. My job is to assist you in that flow.
Okay.
Because you've never done professional video before, and we want this to be as close to professional as we can.
I agree.
And remember, you guys are historians. You're getting this information. The research is going to be, it's going to require a lot of reading and stuff. So, you want to talk about? You can share this with Vanessa. How much time could she give to the process?
Well, we were saying what about 2 hours?
Yeah.
2 hours?
Yeah. How much time? Let me just given.
Obviously,
And it depends on whatever
obviously, I understand. People say 2 hours. You're like, 1 hour. I'll do it every other day. I do that too. So it's not like you have to do a whole lot of research 2 hours a day. But I mean, research.
We're leaving it up to you. She's pretty much leaving it up to you.
Yeah.
You can spend as much time on this, make it as easy on yourself as you want to per week. That's what I mean. I pretty much kind of somewhat know you a little bit. I know your excitement about doing it. And when you take on a project, you don't let it go. So we want you to enjoy. Well, let's see. We've got a month. We've got about a month, a little bit better than a month.
Yeah.
To get through
So
it.
I'm thinking we should. What day? What would be our target day to have all the research in a because I like the PowerPoint idea. That's really great.
Yeah.
Because then we could just have all the research in a PowerPoint and just have that show that.
Okay,
so what day do you think?
Do we want to put a date on it now? Not having the full team, because right now you guys are the team.
Well, we could have kind of a tentative date.
Let's put it. Okay, look at your calendar, come up with a tentative date, and tell me what date you want, and I'll put that on my calendar, and you guys can do it that way.
And then if you're interested, since you're first, if you're interested in a topic, probably choose yours number one. I mean, I'm thinking we could do the rise of the labor unions by Cesar Chavez. I don't know a lot about that. We probably don't need anyone to do the civil rights movement. We probably know a lot about that. And we've been doing a lot on the Great Migration, but if you could do maybe civil rights, like.
But I haven't
Chavez.
contact. Oh, you can do it on your end. That's right. Okay, good.
Cesar Chavez movement, or I said civil rights movement.
Yeah, start working. Just start working on that
Cesar
piece
Chavez
of it.
movement, and that kind of thing, and maybe connections.
But you see, this is the thing too, Lena. She knows nothing about the Great Migration other than what they told you in school.
Well, then I will put together a PowerPoint about my research on the Great Migration.
Okay, but this is what.
And we will share it.
And we'll share.
At
Okay,
the
we want to
same
share.
time.
But also, what I would like to, if I can throw this in there, her research, if she did her own research, it'll lead her into different areas. See, that would be your research and you're presenting it to her, and she'll get something. But how much did you learn and how much did I learn when I did my own research? So I think she should do both, but her main focus would be on, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People learn a lot more about things because she may be looking for something different. You see what I'm saying? I want to know about this, or I want to know about this, and she's gonna go in and find what it is she wants. So I would like to, and this is my suggestion, you ain't got to do it. I would like her to do also an independent, as a historian, research on the migration. Don't go into anything deep, anything heavy, just so you can, just for your own understanding.
So just to get an idea of what it is we're
Get an idea, yeah. Now
And
she's going to do hers, and the other people are going to come and do some too.
Later.
But I want you to do your own because you're going to have some questions that she don't have.
Okay.
See, she's a black woman. You're Hispanic. You're going to have some different questions in there. You're going to be there's some different things that are going to come to your mind.
Right.
you know, and you're gonna do the cross relevancy of it and doing your own with the Hispanic and the black thing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I want you to be able to do, you know, and you shouldn't have to do a lot, just a little bit of, just get the basic understanding, because a lot of your work is going to come with, well, no, yeah, I think she can do both, yeah, I think she can do both.
Well, so far we have nobody else.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're starting off with just us two. Yeah, and so I guess our next step, we're gonna schedule all the interviews, and if there are interviews after school or on the weekends, want to let you know about that. If you can come.
And we will work diligently. I got to get me a car, but we're gonna work diligently to get you a ride.
If you let me know, I can usually, like, if you like the day before, just so I can take my car. I can probably pick you up if you needed it.
That would be so gracious, and yeah, because I can't be seen alone with you guys a lot. You know, people go to talking. You know how crazy San Diego. Why y'all look at me like that? You know, y'all looking at me like. But anyway, oh boy, I guess I just had to get that out. You know, I had to get that out of my system. Questions, ma'am?
Not a question, but it's kind of like a suggestion. I don't know if you guys want to try it this way. We're talking about setting like a date or a deadline to maybe try to have everything ready by this date. And I was thinking maybe instead of having everything by this date, maybe we could set mini deadlines of having this part ready here, this part ready here. So at the end, we're not like, oh, I missed this, but by every deadline, we have one little thing to accomplish, little steps instead of trying to have everything by one date.
Yeah.
Don't you just love them Mama Girl students? Boy, they just come. Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Even put some deadlines on me because I've got to get some emails of people. I was got some today. I need to get in contact with Mr. Herman Baca because he's going to be a great interview for you. A lot of information. He knows everybody that was part of that movement. He marched with Vaz.
Maybe we just do like either weekly checkups, and it doesn't have to be like you do a lot. It could just be like, okay, maybe what did you learn this week?
Yeah, to like stay in the loop with each other.
Yeah. Now, whatever you send her, send me too. Oh, also, we have to figure out, we got to send her something. Already I'm ignoring her. Already knew I was going to ignore her, you know. Key, we have to update Key. So
on
what we're doing here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we still, you know, can you put together a nice email for that? Let her know where we are now. We have Vanessa on board.
Send her a copy of the outline and.
Yeah, and let her know that we sent out an email and nobody responded. Nobody responded but Jada, and Jada did not show up for the meeting because we sent out an email because of the lateness of stuff. We had to send it out. Well, look, we need you to respond, and we need you to respond now if you're going to be part of it, so we can move on. We're not waiting on people. This way, we can pretty much handpick the people that we need, and we only need about maybe 2 more people. I think 2 more people would be great, and I'm working on them right now. But yeah, I think that's a great idea. Minnie, it's great. Keeping in mind that you got to keep her out. If you want to send stuff to Mr. Moore, you can. But I would make sure that Key put him on the list. So send him stuff anyway.
All right.
Send him, update him anyway. You know, if you have any problem with me being part of the project, and I'm saying it on here, tell him he needs to come and talk to me, not you.
Okay.
Okay. So as we progress, send them information, send them updated information. Glad to have you aboard, Vanessa. I'm so glad you. And thank you for the meal, girl.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for dinner. Wow.